Welcome back to the Pocket Surrogacy USA podcast, where we bring you insights from the heart of the US surrogacy world, straight from experts, intended parents, and surrogates themselves. I'm your host, Dr. Priyanka Mathur, founder and CEO of Pocket Surrogacy USA, and today we are diving into a crucial topic that every international intended parent must understand before starting their surrogacy journey in the United States. Today's episode is what international parents must know about US contracts, a deep dive with a legal expert on securing parental rights across borders. Let's start from the very beginning. Many international parents hear about US surrogacy law being the most reliable or the gold standard. But what makes the US so unique when it comes to surrogacy contracts and legal protections? The US has some of the most surrogacy friendly states in the world, like California, Nevada, Illinois. What makes it special is that the law doesn't just protect the surrogate, but also provides a clear path for intended parents to establish their parental rights, whether they are single, married, LGBTQ+, or from overseas. Surrogacy contracts here are legally binding and they outline every detail: medical decisions, compensation, parental rights, and what happens in extraordinary circumstances. For international parents, this clarity is vital because it avoids legal disputes later. Now, when we talk about a US surrogacy contract, what are the key elements that international parents should pay attention to? Let me break it down. One, roles and responsibility. The contract defines what the surrogate agrees to and what the intended parents are responsible for, like covering medical, legal, and living expenses. Two, medical decisions. It outlines who makes decisions in medical emergencies. For example, if there's a complication during pregnancy, how those decisions are handled. Three, compensation and benefits. This is very detailed in US contracts, covering the surrogate's base compensation, allowances, insurance coverage, maternity clothing, and even lost wages. Four is parental rights, perhaps the most important part for international parents. Contracts make clear that the child is legally theirs, not the surrogate's. This is later reinforced by a pre-birth or post-birth parentage order. Fifth is exit process and citizenship. Contracts also prepare families for what happens after birth, how soon they can travel home, and what documents they'll need for their baby citizenship. For international parents, having all of this spelled out reduces uncertainty. They'll need. Let's talk about the cross-border challenges that come with securing parental rights across different countries. This is where custom legal strategy comes in. While the US recognizes intended parents' rights very strongly, not every home country has updated surrogacy laws. Some countries don't recognize surrogacy at all. Others require extra steps for citizenship, passport, or legal parentage. For example, parents from European countries often need additional embassy filings. For some Middle Eastern families, legal clearance may involve complex documentations. Even in countries where surrogacy is not prohibited, the birth certificate issued in the US might not be enough for recognition at home. This is why international parents must have a dual legal strategy, one for the US and one for their home country. At Pocket Surrogacy USA, we often guide parents step by step, connecting them to both US attorneys and trusted legal experts back home. Now, if you are an intended parent listening to this podcast and considering surrogacy in the United States, what's your top practical advice when it comes to contract? Three things. Considering surrogacy in the start with legal early. Don't wait until after you have matched with a surrogate. Contract should be in place before any medical procedure begins. Two, hire specialists, not generalists. Surrogacy law is niche. Always work with an attorney who focuses on specifically on reproductive and family law. Third, think beyond the US. Ask your attorney, what will my home country require when I return with my child? That's why your US contract and legal plan align with your country's regulations. Honestly, it's families hold their baby for the very first time. All the contracts, paperwork, and legal hurdles fade away in that moment. For international parents, especially, it's more than just law. It's the fulfillment of a lifelong dream. Beautifully said. And to our listeners, if you are considering surrogacy in the United States, remember this. The contract is not just paperwork. It's your safety net and your child's legal foundation. At MediPocket Surrogacy USA, we guide intended parents through every step, matching, legal clearance, medical process, and even cross-border support. If you'd like to learn more, visit our website at medipocketsurrogacyusa.com and connect with our team today. And thank you, listeners, for joining me on this episode of MediPocket Surrogacy USA podcast. Don't forget to subscribe and share this with anyone who's curious about surrogacy in the United States.